Hi everyone, I want to welcome you all especially to this week's weekly review. Okay, so we had a very wonderful week as we were able to apply most of the new instructions and the new standards for our entries, and with that we cannot necessarily say that we took a lot of losses, even though we didn't quite make the kind of profit we should have made. But we've been able to come to a conclusion that sticking to the A setups would save you a lot of stress and not make you hit so many stop losses, especially this period that the market movement has really changed due to the new administration in United States. Now, with regards to that, also we have reviewed much more, and I've decided that in the coming week, we will trade more of pairs that are not directly connected to the US dollars, as we're going to be trading pairs like GBP JPY, AUD JPY, Euro JPY. Reason is because these pairs do not directly trade with dollar. I looked at the dollar index after doing a lot of back testing. I found that the manipulation is so much, the instability is too much, and with that it will be best to trade pairs that are not directly connected to it. We can even trade CHF JPY, we can even trade GBP JPY, we can also trade NZD JPY. Okay, all of these are not directly connected to the US dollars, and I strongly feel that they're going to give us more entries. Now, this is what we're going to be doing. I found that the pairs with the US dollars give us 1 to 2 entries or none in a week, and this reduces our chances of taking entries and have made our growth to be a little bit slow. But from next week, we're going to introduce new pairs, okay, that would help us have more entries so that we can be able to grow our account as fast as we should do and recover any loss and make progress in the market. So follow me through. Let's go into the chart so I can show you a few things on what we did with GBP USD. Volatility 25, jump 25, people USDT for crypto, silver for commodity, before we begin to talk about the weekly analysis. So after this weekly review will be the weekly analysis, where I will now be introducing the new pairs to you. But until then, make sure you pay attention to all I'm going to be showing you in this review. Let's go into the chart. Now, this is GU. This first entry was very embarrassing to me, because how can I be selling in a buy market? For those of you who were in the weekly analysis during the live trade, you will notice that I actually said wait for price to come into a POI before taking this entry. But now look at what happens. This is an imbalance, and I knew that price would definitely fill it up. But when you look at the DXY, that's the dollar index, on that same period, this is it. Look at what it did. First of all, it came here, gave this new high, gave a failed low, and was promising a new high. Okay, that was when I felt, okay, fine, let's sell. Even if it's to sell for a short period of time, we could catch that sell, which was this. But look at what price did. It came, because I am definitely the liquidity in this entry. We are definitely the liquidity. All of us are through the entry. Price came and took all of us out, and that was so painful, because if you look at the stop loss, you see that it's quite long. I told you that the stop losses this time will be longer because of how the market is. So this is 37. That's almost times 2 of what we used to risk before. Okay, and that went very bad. Okay, and then I said, okay, fine, let's see if price would balance the imbalance, which of course it did, and we started looking for the new entry. This could have been an entry, but I didn't get a confirmation based on my setup, so I didn't take it. Okay, I was finding some kind of liquidities there. Not until when I saw this entry, I saw that DXY was going to be going bearish. Okay, sorry, bullish from this point, the moment it changed character and was coming for this imbalance. I said, okay, fine, this is time to buy DXY. But it did a little bit of manipulations here. You can see before it went massively, bullish. Okay, no, this is for the EU entry. Now you may not know about this because you are not on the VIP. Okay, this entry. Okay, but that's not for this weekly review. That's with the VIP community. Let's go back to the DXY so I can show you what I was talking about. I was referring to this GU entry. It's a buy entry, so this has to do with the bearish move on DXY. So this is the GU buy entry that I was referring to. So it came on when DXY was giving us a bearish confirmation. This was around here. Okay, and I said, okay, fine, it's time to buy GU. Even though it didn't go quite straight, it kept on manipulating and finally went very close to tick P before it went massively bearish, because that's actually a counter trade. The only reason why I took it was because I saw that the market's directional bias was not very clear. The market is consolidating, so I felt, okay, since it's consolidating and we haven't really gotten an entry, we need an entry to recover this loss, and that's why I took that entry. Otherwise I would have waited for the sell, because I knew it was going to be the selling, and you can see how massive the selling went. So I saw the sell entry coming from this point, but I didn't take it because this imbalance was very threatening to me. So I felt, okay, if I take it from here and it induces here, where will now be my stop loss? I thought it would be too far, so I said, let me just let it go. So you can see the indecisiveness of the market for some time now, and with this, that's why I'm beginning to consider pairs like AU, D, JPY. I'll be introducing that to you during the live class and during the weekly analysis. Euro, JPY, and then the GBP, JPY. So all of these are to give us more opportunities. The GU actually gives entries, but most times 2, 1 or nothing in a week. But we cannot go and make money with that. So that's the reason why we're giving you consideration. Very busy during the week with all of those GU stories. So people USDT, no entry. You can see it went massively bearish. No entry, yeah, because my hands were very full with what GU was doing. Okay, then silver, no entry. Okay, so the same thing goes to volatility 25, as you can see. Okay, let me load the saved one. It's coming up, please. Okay, so this is the saved one, volatility 25, no entry, and then jump 25, no entry. So what do? Watch out for the weekly analysis, where I'll be reanalyzing the market and telling you what to expect in the new week. But until then, make sure if you get to be on the VIP channel that you get straight to ksdtrading.com and get on board. Okay, just subscribe and be part of what we're doing. These basically have shown you clearly what happened, the market movements, the opportunities we were able to maximize, what we got in the week, and this also prepares you for the next week. Okay, so there are the do's and there are the don'ts. Okay, there are things you should do and there are things you shouldn't do. One of the things you shouldn't do in this period of market being indecisive is trading against the trend. Okay, because the market is basically looking for liquidity, and most people who are always trading against the trend, counter traders, are usually falling victims of liquidity in most of their entries, and that's what you don't want to be part of. So make sure you stick to A setups. Like I always tell you, B setups are being manipulated, C setups are being manipulated. Make sure you are not the liquidity. Find the liquidity before you go in, so that you are not the liquidity. If you are not seeing the liquidity, chances are you are the liquidity. Then if you are trying to force that entry and you're trying to see reasons why you must take that entry, chances are that's not an A setup, because an A setup is usually very clear, very glaring, and you know that yes, you should take this entry. Make sure you are back testing, you're studying and making more researches so that you can improve yourself in your skill. See you during the weekly analysis. Have a great week.